Alright, so welcome back guys. Thank you for watching. If you do like the video, please make sure to subscribe as we're trying to grow the account. I know the past few months have been a little bit inconsistent, but I wanted to come back and show you guys that of course I'm still invested. We did go to the crash and we did lose a bit amount of money, but we were able to actually change our strategy, and we had to change from dividends to swing trading and day trading, mostly because of this market. Because of the market that we're in, we had to make a couple of different changes because we saw a lot of opportunities that was happening during this market. For example, just over the past 3 months since I was able to change on November 27th, we're up 81,875. That's for the past 3 months. That's 100%. Well, actually, should show 270% gain. And to be honest, that's not even much compared to what people were making. But this is what I would consider swing trading and day trading portfolio. It's more of a little bit more conservative. I don't take that much risk when it comes to buying stocks in this market, and I'm actually, what you see that $1.67 balance on Robinhood is because I'm switching over from Robinhood to Webull after getting screwed a couple times with not being able to sell a bit of my companies, because I did trade a couple of the stocks that were going up. SNDL was one of the ones that I traded, which I believe that Robinhood started banning it because of all the volatility, and I believe there was Naked. Or maybe it was just Naked that they banned it out. I can't remember because it was kind of a while ago, and I did lose a couple of unrealized gains that I didn't have due to those announcements. Of course, when the announcement came out, and ever since then, I've been slowly switching over to Webull, and hopefully next week I'll be able to fully switch over, and I'll be able to actually start making a lot of money, because I feel that I lose a lot of opportunities when it comes to trading on Robinhood, because Webull allows 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. trading. So that's a complete difference from Robinhood. Instead of just being able to trade from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., now I'm able to trade from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. So this week we were only actually able to make $7,000, $7,496. That's actually kind of a bad week. We usually try to make around 10 to 20, so that didn't end pretty well. But we actually had never had a negative week so far in the time that we have been trading. So obviously you can see there in the chart that when for this month, we're actually up $52,000, 800. It looks like the last week we made around 42,000. But of course this changes as the months continue. So tomorrow it'll only show from here, from January 20th to whatever current standard is. But obviously we're done here trading. The last trade we did here was, I believe, ANTE. That was the one where we actually were seeing that all the other crypto stocks were actually going up, and we were able to get in around February 16th, and I was able to alert it. I wasn't able to alert it in time, because as soon as I started loading in, and I was going to say I added ANTE to my team, such if you follow me on Twitter, on Stock Tweets, I wasn't able to alert it on time. So we loaded up around 420 on this one. Then we kept scalping into it, because I saw that actually ANTE had a 1 million float. So I knew. So of course, when you have such low flow stocks, things can get crazy pretty fast. So here, our first buy was February 16th, around 3,500 shares, around 420. That was $14,000, almost 15. Then we bought another 500 shares for 2,000. Then we, of course, kept scalping into the position, because of course I knew that the stock was going to continue to go higher. So we kept adding, and then throughout the day, we actually picked up some dips there. We managed to pick up some dips during that day. I think it was around here, and then around 11. Yep, the stock hit like an all-time high around 5:16, 10 a.m. Then it fell while other miners were staying strong. So we kept adding and adding, and yep, you can see here that we added more shares, 200 shares, and we had a total of maybe $20,000 worth. Then the next day, when the stock actually opened up, it hit $9.24 pre-market on on Webull and a couple other brokers that allow, if they do allow 4 a.m. trading, which I believe that Webull is the only one. You can correct me if it's not, but I believe right now that Webull is the only one. Everybody else offers 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. trading, and Robinhood, of course, is the last one to only do 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. trading. So that's actually pretty disappointing when it comes to having opportunities. Now, Webull doesn't show that the stock actually hit 920, or at least it doesn't show on I would say the computer, but I'm positive that it actually hit 924. I just don't know why Webull is currently not showing it right now. It should be showing it. Yep, but anyway, when I opened it, it hit 683. We did sell most of our shares around $6, and we ended up making at least $8,000 off this one. And then we bought one last time because it was the same deal. We bought on February 18th. We bought 2,000 shares at $5.70. And we kept scalping into the position, and then we were able to sell it later for $6.70. So that was an easy $2,000 that day. Now the point is, the most videos why I changed my strategy. I changed it because first I was seeing what was happening around the market. You could say this more like you could say that it's fear of missing out, or doing this, or not sticking with the strategy. And I did manage to stick to the strategy. I have another small portfolio that I was able to keep that is dividends, but mostly I actually ended up liquidating that portfolio, and I was able to keep it onto this. So we were able to turn $24,000 into currently what it is now, $115,000. And now I'm at the point where I'm actually securing all the gains that I made, and I'm only trading with $25,000 or $30,000 because I don't want to lose all that we have made so far. And on this portfolio alone, we have made over $80,000 actually. In another portfolio, my Fidelity, my TD Ameritrade, I have a couple gains in there, which should equal out to around $84,000. Not much. It's not much, but to accumulate, cumulative overall gains, I have made over $84,000 on this. I switched, and I managed to, and I'm glad I switched the strategy. If not, I would have been earning 5, maybe 10, 12% returns. And here, it doesn't actually show, but I believe the last time I saw it was actually 250% returns over the past 2 months. And obviously, if this market continues, I will continue to do the same with the strategy. But I'm glad that I was able to switch the strategy this year, and it's been working pretty well. Now I'm at the point where I'm securing all the gains that I have made, and now I'm trading with only a certain amount, which I am willing to lose, but I don't plan on to, because I have very strict rules when it comes to swing trading and day trading. And we're at the point where we're making consistent money every week. And the point of this video is just to take advantage of what's currently happening around you, not to go all YOLO on, of course, stupid stocks to lose all your life savings, but just to escape in, when it comes to what's going on in this market. I was able to do this because I was seeing what was happening. I was seeing what was coming out with SPACs, what was happening with the speculative trading, where stocks were going up 100%, where penny stocks were outperforming the S&P 500. And I was able to come out and actually do for myself, because I like to think that I do pretty well when it comes to dividend investing. And dividend investing is mostly just fundamental trading. So well, fundamental, it's a fundamental and analysis when it comes to buying a dividend stock. Of course, we do all this amount of research before buying a company. So I was just able to switch over the strategy, and of course we're doing pretty well. But mostly everybody should be doing pretty well in in a stock market like this. Mostly probably not the heavily value players, the people that invest in value companies. They're probably not doing as well as other people are, but I'm sure they should be doing good as well, as basically every stock has gone up since March. Since the late February crash, the 2020 stock market crash. Everybody should be pretty well, because even the S&P 500 is up about, I believe, 70, maybe 70. What would you say? 70, maybe 80% since that crash. We can actually check here. S&P. So you can see here that the S&P 500 is up almost 74% since March. So if you bought the dip, you should be up a substantial amount from that day. So it's not only that speculative trading is happening, it's also that a lot of things. And I mean, we could even look at Bitcoin today, which is, I believe, $57,000 as the start of this video. Yep, Bitcoin is around $56,000 actually around this video. Hit an all-time high of 57,180. I'm sure it's more than that, because usually Robinhood doesn't show the accurate. And you can see that I try to do a lot of interesting things here. Now, I do wish I would have kept my $10,000 position in Bitcoin at $32,000, although I did trade it, and I usually trade Bitcoin when it's down. So I only buy Bitcoin when it's red, and then I sell when it's green, because it's just, the asset is so volatile. I'm not able to keep up with that amount, but I'm recently trying to actually move 5% of my assets into Bitcoin. As the currency keeps going up, it gives me more faith that more people are adapting to it. If you do want to learn about Bitcoin, I'm sure there's a lot of ways you could figure out. I'm not a Bitcoin expert, so I can't really give you a straight up thesis of why I think Bitcoin is going to keep going up, or why it will adapt. I'm mostly just trading it, but I am deciding to put 5% of my assets, maybe 2%, into it, and seeing what it can happen. Because if I do lose that amount, that's almost no money to me, and it won't really matter. But to the point of the video, it was just to show you that how I made $10,000 this week, and it was basically I traded Bitcoin miner, and of course Bitcoin miners have been popping up, and ANTE was one that actually spiked up from $4. Of course, that's a penny stock. Anything under $5 is a penny stock, so that's why I was looking at ANTE. It was one of the few Bitcoin miners that was still actually a penny stock, and I was able to buy it under $5. Of course, we sold for $6, and since Bitcoin hit $57,000 this Saturday, I'm sure ANTE should be maybe $7, maybe $8. Who knows? I might be able to hop back in the trade, but I usually don't like to trade things twice, so I might look for a new Bitcoin miner when I find it, and I might add to that. And of course, if you do want to know when I add to something, I'm gonna leave my stock tweets profile and my Twitter account, which is usually where I put where I'm adding to positions. They're usually not risky positions, so you can see there what I buy and sell all the time. But again, I also wanted to know that let you guys know that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm mostly just doing this for entertainment, and of course to show you guys what to show you guys my success or my failure, whichever one. Either I'll lose $20,000 or I'm gonna make $20,000, and that's just it. Again, if you guys like the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm gonna try to come on with weekly content, and I'm going to leave the link to, of course, Webull and my profiles on stock tweets and Twitter to keep you guys on track with how much we're gonna keep making over the next couple of months. before, let's say, that the market settles or all of a sudden the stock market crashes somehow. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you.